More news, more access, more ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter on air and online. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
Talk City 91.1. Bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before. A brand new era of talk radio is here.
More news, more access, more ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter on air and online. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story
Talk City 91.1. Bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before. A brand new era of talk radio is here.
Tired and I'm worried and I'm feeling the pain. My faith's been tested time and time again. Oh, but my spirit is determined to believe and to overcome life trials that seem to never done. But still, I kneel before you with a praying song. Lord, I come to pray for the strength and the faith that's required. Amen. The young and I pray for the old. Cover their minds, Lord, don't let them lose control. Though we stand in sin, our transgressions are many. Thank God for the life that He gave me. To all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate. Come for drink, beg or need we, cause I say, I need a blessing. To beg or need a blessing. To beg or need a blessing. I need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Trinbago need a blessing. Amen. Life is getting harder to manage. Oh yeah. The plan you had for us, it's vanishing. Because the violence, Lord, we repent and we confess. Cause Lord, I'm tired of the bloodshed and rising in numbers. Amen. I'm tired of can't walk the street in peace is a problem. Amen. Father, intervene, please save your children. Amen. I pray for the them gangs and surrender your soul. You're not fully dumb, but you're fully in control. To change up your mindset and clean up your community. Thank God for the life that He gave we. So all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate and no time to separate. I'm calling all the prayer warriors in the country. Come forth, Trinbago need we, cause I say Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Trinbago need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Trinbago is spreading, it's trending, oh yeah. Greed and lies has surely shake we faith. Hearts gone cold, the wicked quoting well. Doubt in a place where hope should dwell. We all have to answer to you, so knees go bend. In the end, Lord, I pray for the leaders to lead with integrity. Amen. So my people could thrive and provide for the family. Amen. I really fed up on the racism, hate the division. Amen. We all have history here, don't matter your religion. I'm praying for all them false prophets that mislead your flock. Lord, open the eyes of the sheep that they mock. I pray in your strength and we in solidarity. Thank God for the life that He gave we. So all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate and no time to separate. I'm calling all the prayer warriors in the country. Come forth, Trinbago need we, cause I say Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Trinbago need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Trinbago need a blessing. Amen. With you we walking through the fire. Amen. To make it we must stand together. Amen. To build safer communities. Amen. Enjoy the life that you give we. You are a feeling to be Lord. Guide us.
Bang, 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 bang.
Big hit in the universe, I say, God bless protection around way. So the devil can't touch me. Remove evil mind and jealousy. Keep we away from that jumpy. Oh Lord, Lord, I feel a joy in my soul. Amen. Cause you always in control. Amen. The only way that I know. Amen. Tobago need a blessing. Trinbago need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Trinbago need a blessing. Amen. Trinbago need a blessing. Amen. Trinbago need a blessing. Amen. Amen.
This is Session. Right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Oh Lord.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
We must make the government work for the people rather than have the people work to keep a government in place. Water you turned into wine. Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you. None like you. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check. It's our 18 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. You're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City 91.1 FM. Let me say a pleasant good morning to all maxi taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers. Good morning to you. To all senior citizens, a pleasant good morning to you. To the physically challenged, disabled people, a pleasant good morning to you.
Bang, 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 bang,
If
bang,
our
bang.
God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against?
Oh boy, today's Friday. The Friday right after Carnival Friday, Monday and Tuesday. Ash Wednesday. Oh boy. Beginning of Lent, eh? And we can't forget the Muslim community too. On Thursday, eh? That's what we're talking about. We must thank God for life. We must thank God that we see our next day today to be a part of the big program, the Ground Report. With yours truly, the Pitbull of radio. Yes, better known as Andy Williams, eh? Director Snipes. Hey, better known as Nigel Snipes. And Lennox Smith, the big word man. Yes, the big word man. Better known as the man that always in hospital because they have to sew up his tongue for using all his words. He always biting it.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang.
Oh Lord, oh Lord.
And for those of you that are locked on to us online, on social media, the hundreds of you that already lock on. At Talk City, 91.1 FM on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and not forgetting, you also can get us on Real Media TT on Facebook, Real Media TT on YouTube, Corridor Transformation on YouTube, 648 Television on YouTube. That's Irvin Felix, his wife, all of you. A pleasant good morning to you all. Not forgetting, on YouTube, just pressing the Ground Report. So when you leave your maxis, your taxis, your PH vehicles, your panel vans, your truck, wherever you are, all my drivers, you just get the phone and stay locked on. Because you don't want to miss nothing right here on the Ground Report.
You shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God, our God is greater. Our God is strong.
Hello, Mr. Pleasant good morning to Nigel Snipes, Director Snipes. A pleasant good morning to you. And how was your day yesterday?
Pleasant good morning, Andy. Pleasant good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I had an amazing day yesterday.
Amazing day yesterday. Any from Burner?
I got some rest. I got some rest, and we had a lovely interview with the goodly minister. I think that really lit up my day yesterday to hear a minister speak from a perspective where she really does understand the ground.
Understood. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But any front burner besides getting that needed rest after that long carnival?
Well, I'm definitely just looking at things as they come along. You know, a lot of people would say that carnival is a distraction from a lot of things that we have going on in the country, and I'm just waiting to see what's going to be on the forefront. What's next?
What's next? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Thank you, Director Snipes. The man himself, the big word man. Let me know it heal, the tongue heal or it heal. Stitches out. Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you.
You're talking not just dynamic, not effervescence, but certainly with the pitbull, let's say, motif that we have grown accustomed to. And I think that is important, that style, in other words. But that being as it may, yes, indeed, a pleasant good morning to all and sundry, east, west, north, south, central in Trinidad. Our friends in Tobago, don't forget, of course, we have been hearing from you during the course of the week and late, or should I say pre-Carnival. We hope that things have worked out well for you. It seems as though when people belly, some say, is full, they have nothing to say. Of course, we have seen a development that contradicts that because, of course, Anderson called in yesterday, so it doesn't necessarily mean that when you gourmandize, when you eat, it doesn't mean to say that your mouth will be totally so filled that you wouldn't make effort to at least growl. So I expect that Tobago will, of course, do their part in terms of what is going on there. Mother Bernie. And of course, wherever you are in the world, whether you are diasporal or you are simply just love the ground report and what we are seeing and our international and regional and local perspective, we want to say, of course, whatever time of the day it is in your neck of the woods, so of course, on a Friday, we try to, embrace the things that we may not have had the time to cover during the course of the week, even though, of course, it is a compendious or a short week, a truncated week. And that being as it may, the fact is that you need to be informed. And why we are so meticulous is very simple. In a democracy, when you have, of course, pure, let's say, unadulterated, untainted information, you are in the best interests of the country or your interests in terms of your immediate situation and your immediate it is consistent with the principles of the fourth pillar of democracy, which of course is the media. And we have that duty and responsibility. That being as it may, my friend, I know that you have some issues. I have some as well. But I want to, as per usual, as a good host among hosts, I will invite you, of course, to express before I do mine.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Andy, good morning. Andy and Lennox. Andy, I heard that, went back and watched that press conference with the PNM. Man, Awawi's a disgusting fella. And Awawi will go to hell lying with the rest of the PNM. I mean, them people are really disgusting, but I don't know what do they get in lying so much. The propaganda machine. We need to start spreading some real propaganda, but we don't have to spread propaganda on the PNM. They need to spread their own propaganda on themselves. So we just have to continue playing it and just showing them where they're just hypocrites and liars. Man, that press conference is disgusting. Oh my God. I don't know what short man. They create all the trouble, what people fix it, they say they were fixing it. Fixing what? That's a bull S. They are bull S. It's ridiculous, man. All right, Andy. Good morning. Lennox, I'm Mikey later. Bye.
Oh, Lord.
Good morning, friends. This is Donald J. Trump, and you are listening to the #1 talk show in TNT, The Ground Report on Talk City 91.1 FM with my good friend Andy, the Pitbull Williams, Lennox, the Big Word Man, and Program Director Snipes. Join them from Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Bye, guys.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
We also see in here in Trinidad and Tobago, government apologizes to Helion for audio drop. We also seen in the headliners here in The Guardian. I like to use them, That's a Kokia newspapers. I call it the 1%, Sturge confirms U.S. radar still active in Tobago. We are also seeing here Trinidad and Tobago. 3 more murders over a 24-hour span. But we are also seeing safest carnival in 20 years. Ministers say based on reported crime, national security apparatus stood up to major test. Lennox Smith, which one you want to touch on the first day quickly? The apology?
Well, you know, I'm very flexible and versatile, so I will take the last one first, and is on the question of crime. Of course, the claim is that just over two decades, there has not been such a safer carnival. Wayne Sturgis, of course, assessment as to what are the factors that would have contributed or would have caused him and, of course, the ministry and the government to draw that conclusion, I think, is the one that we needed to focus on, because, of course, he had made some comparison between, of course, last year, the year before, and just after COVID, of course, because during the jaws of COVID, we didn't have a carnival. But certainly, I take that as a rational position. I take that as acutely accurate in terms of the claim that is being made in terms of the safety and the security elements and components of this year's carnival. I have a difficulty, however, in accepting that those incidents that would have taken place were in general non-carnival related. I have a difficulty with that because, yes, I could understand a fella getting killed in Maloney. Yes, somebody died there. I think is a stabbing.
But when you're talking about Lennox Smith, it's like the murders. You're talking like the murders that took place.
The murders. Yes. Yeah.
Well, okay, so what you are saying, the murders that take place
related
over the carnival.
Yeah, but then there was a stabbing, of course, in St. James, which, of course, a fella died, and that would have been carnival. In my view, why carnival was taking place. That has been so with past carnivals as well. And then you had, of course, that incident that I told you about, that sexual encounter, that sadist, that, of course, was a woman allowed him to wine.
Enough some people don't know what went on, what sex act that took place there. Let us
know.
So
a woman allowed.
Women will be careful.
Yeah, in the draws and in the normal behavior in a band, you will allow a stranger to whine on you as a woman, because it's part of the culture, gyrating they call it. But of course, this individual decided, of course, to try to dislodge the underwear of the person that invited him to, or allowed him to have that wine, and I think that is most despicable, unacceptable. But of course, it was reported to the police. I understand it's a police matter now, but that cannot be seen to be on-carnival related, as you point I am making. But generally, I think that is nestled in factual, evidential, let's say, proof that you can, of course, sustain that all of the incidents are not carnival related, because there were some that clearly would have over the years consistent with the presence of Carnival. That's the point I am making. But Sturge, of course, was very, very analytical. He made a comparative analysis, which I think was put the issue in perspective, and therefore was much more salient and relevant.
I agree with you.
And as far as the public is concerned, believable.
Nice. I agree with you. What about the issue of apologizing to Elon? The government apologizes to Elon for that technical glitch.
Right, and but to go beyond that, yes, apology was done. He was disappointed. It became, of course, a social talking point, social media talking point. It became, of course, an issue, particularly for the opposition, and of course they will take it to a level that, of course, I would like to describe as a storm in a teacup, because it was really much ado about nothing, because the apology was made by TTT. And of course, indicating why that was, but it was very hilarious, frankly, when Nobrega, I think one of the PNM representative for one of the Dingo Martins, said that here it is. They have apologized. We recognize that it did not affect the judging of that particular, the judging of Nilon Francis, but yet still he wants an investigation, in spite of the fact that it did not affect the fact that he would have come sixth anyway. You know, I thought that a bit hilarious, ironic, and of course incongruent with the beginning, or contradicting what he would have said in the beginning. But of course, trying to put a square peg in a round hole argument that somehow it merits a further investigation. No. And then, of course, the opposition leader did not fail to disappoint once again, as she, of course, jumped on that bandwagon, suggesting and giving some lesson in what the culture and the rule of calypso, and then saying that all governments have been criticized, etc. But I always make the reference to what is called in psychology framing, where you take an exception and make it the rule. So she is saying that, listen, PNM did not escape, and she made reference, of course, to the former late Prime Minister being called Duncy, talking about Chambers as her support for the argument. But the fact is that when you go to Skinner's Park, we know it's a PNM, is a PNM posse, if you want to call it that, a PNM den, and they celebrate when the UNC is criticized, and they, of course, remain minimum silent or applaud when, of course, the PNM is promoted. And let us not waste time. That has been part and parcel, and it will be disingenuous, if not dishonest, to try to gaslight the population into believing that somehow the Calypso fraternity over the years and their presentations have not been in support of the PNM.
So, before we go for that break, we got to go for that break there. Just touch on these two issues, because when we come back, we want to open those lines. Sturge confirms, because remember the U.S. carrier that was down here, that is heading to Iran at this. Well, we don't reach Iran. Well, we don't know the geopolitics right now is Trump, just how we move normal. Yes. Just like how we move normal with Venezuela. People wondering, well, when you go do this, when you go do that, and in the tea for the night, I feel that the same thing will happen with Iran. But Sturge is saying, despite of the carrier presence not being in Trinidad and Tobago, the radar is still active in Tobago. And quickly, the next one here is 3 more murders in a 24-hour span. Well, no, you don't deal with that part. So just deal with, just deal with the radar.
Yeah, well, that one, yes. Of course, the radar, yes. But of course, I think earlier this month, there was a strike by the U.S. on a period, of course, and the St. Lucian authorities are now investigating to some extent, because I understand that there were nationals on that particular sea vessel from St. Lucia. So there is still activities taking place. And yes, the radar is still here, and maybe, of course, doing what it is supposed to do, assisting Trinidad and Tobago vicariously or by, whether you want to call it serendipity, by chance or by accident. The fact is that we have a situation where there is less cocaine and less arms and ammunition that will be coming to Trinidad and Tobago as accompanying, of course, these drug traffickers, and Trinidad and Tobago is the better for it, and I would love for them to remain there because, of course, it will solve a lot of our problems. Only yesterday, or the day before, I believe, yesterday, here it is. We had, of course, a shooting in East Port of Spain. One person died, 2 persons are now in hospital, and we know where the source of that is as a result of just before Carnival, we had, of course, a killing on Duncan Street where we saw, the video. I think you had shown it, where the videos of the fellas running up the eastern side of the dry river, and we know that is a reprisal scenario that will not end now. And of course, I have taken up the responsibility of attempting to communicate with the authorities as to what to expect and give some advice as to how to.
And give some. Okay. Well, let me go for the break. Yes, and come back when we come back more right here on your number one program on Talk City 91.1 FM, The Ground Report. We'll be back.
If you are a migrant currently living in Trinidad and Tobago without legal immigration status, this message is for you. The government of Trinidad and Tobago has introduced a special registration process for registration process will begin from Monday 26th of January and end on Wednesday 25th of February 2026. All applicants are first required to register through the official portal at migrantregistration.gov.tt. That's migrantregistration.gov.tt. After completing the online registration, there will be a mandatory in-person processing and verification which begins at the end of February 2026. The start date for that phase will take place at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, Port of Spain, the Atto Bolden Stadium in Balmain, Cuba, and the Larry Gomes Stadium in Malabar, Arima, as well as the Dwight York Stadium, Bacalet, Scarborough, Tobago. Applicants will undergo a comprehensive verification process, which will include vetting by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service involving fingerprinting and background checks. You will also be required to undergo basic medical screening. Required to pay $700 for the migrant registration card. The ministry reminds undocumented migrants your participation in this exercise is essential, as failure to register during this window is your opportunity to be documented, protected, and allowed to work legally in Trinidad and Tobago for a defined period. For additional instructions, along with online application and required forms, visit the official portal at migrantregistration.gov.tt. This message brought to you by the Ministry of Homeland Security and the Information Division, Office of the Prime Minister.
Your news anytime, anywhere. TTT News brings you the facts that matter most. On air and online. More ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News. Committed, accurate, relevant.
gifted songs of some of those who have gone but not forgotten. Including Shadow, Funny, Arrow, Rootsman, Singing Francine, Sandoli, Rash Shorty, Blacks, Swallow, Maestro, MC, the funniest of them all, Sonny Bling.
Their music still lives on in our heart. An unforgettable night as we celebrate their legacy in Gone But Not Forgotten.
Tonight, Friday 20th, we're back at Napa. One show only.
Showtime 6:30 p.m.
Tickets $300 and $250. $10 off for online purchases. Some tickets are still available at IslandEtickets.com. Crosby's, Jumbo Foods Barataria, Mart's Liquor Palace, Digomate Main Road, All Kenny Sports, Western Union, Tuna Puna, All Extra Foods, Athletes by the Park, and Napa all day today until showtime. For more info, call 732-3402. Gone, but not forgotten. Tonight!
Digicel. Vibes get done, data get done, minutes get done, speed get done. Digicel is the real number one. Switch and done. Hurry up and come cause while you're waiting, everybody online speeding. Full bars to the top, yeah we leading. Digicel have it luck and you need to sweat. Make up your mind and make the switch today. For 30 days you don't even have to pay. Keep that same phone number, don't worry, we've got you. With Digicel, the vibes got on no way. But you have to switch today.
Switch to the bigger, better network. Digicel, better together.
The flagship with Sudas Prasad and Fritz Heavy Samuel.
This is Destra. And right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Trinidad and Tobago, we are back, we are back, we are back. Time check. Yeah, it's 48 minutes past the hour. Yes, 48 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. Yours truly, the pit bull of radio, which is me, Lennox Smith, the big word man, and Director Snipes on the ones and twos, eh? Oh boy, oh boy.
Listen, good morning, Mikey, Lennox, and Andy. Lennox, maybe you could maybe go a little further into this. The Prime Minister mentioned that she had like a couple of pillars taking place within the East-West corridor, I believe in South. Different genres of things that to be taking place in the future. Has any of them been rolling out recently, or anything has been taking place? I don't know if you're aware of that, or if anything could be taking place and we are on the quiet side, you know. I believe there was a section for different job, one for different issues now, different pillars that she said she would have been rolling out. Anything came out of that? Or is it, I know we have to wait, but are we looking forward to hearing anything within before the year is out? Blessings, everyone.
Lennox Smith, you heard the man, eh? Man.
Yeah, definitely. And quickly, yes, there are some elements of it. The 20,000 jobs that was promised. Well, a lot of persons would have been recruited by the Ministry of Works, for example. I know that. And of course, we had Kadisha Amin here, the Minister of Local Government, of course, rolling out some, or giving us an update as to what is happening with respect to with the pilot project. Wise is just about 200 and something as far as the pilot is concerned, but we know by March there will be, of course, a decision made to expand. We know that various ministries are taking in people now, so it's not a question of you have suspended employment opportunities within the government apparatus, including, of course, local government. And then, of course, why it would have been temporary, but, of course, much more enhanced in terms of the salary, the benefits. Well, the other, what I consider extraneous benefits have not been announced, but certainly I think an enhanced salary for a worker that previously you would get about $80 a day, and now it's $200 and something. I think it is a tremendous improvement, and that would have gathered about 1,000 persons. So slowly but surely, of course, the Minister of Works did say, who seemed to be the line person to treat with the revitalization of Trinidad and Tobago. She said in terms of by June of this year, major projects, the mega projects, whether it be the waterfront, whether it be the prison complex and hospital and roads initiative will be rolled out, because that will take some time. So the caller is correct; it will take some time. You have to, of course, to send out for expressions of interest, and then of course you have to put out, of course, tenders, and people have to respond, and then of course you have to evaluate and so on. So these are major initiatives. Of course, the funding clearly is already there, in the sense that, of course, that $1 billion US that road show that the Minister of Finance undertook, part of it is supposed to be, of course, assigned to this particular development. So we understand, yes. So there is some. There must be a lag time, but at the same time, I think we can identify active one to conclude that, of course, things are moving apace.
Nice.
Good morning, Andy. Minister Sturge had to stand his ground yesterday after PNM3 reporter was insisting that Carnival was not safe because persons still lost their lives. I believe it was one person that died in Port of Spain, but why didn't she ask how many died in road accidents or drowned on the beaches or rivers? There were no deaths reported at all. Don't fall for the media and opposition propaganda. Friends, have a great day, Andy. Bye.
Oh boy, so Donald Trump is saying they could have asked, well, how many people died in accidents besides murders? How much drunk, but they just insist to stick within the carnival.
Yeah, because somebody would have said that things were not carnival, some of the incidents were not carnival related. That's why I said, I would have, I would have preferred not to go there. Safe to say that it was a safe carnival. And Trump is correct that there was a lot of deployment, both in terms of cleanup for beaches and other recreational and non-recreational areas where people would gather in public spaces, and not. And so on, there was a greater alert and deployment, and thus, of course, well, in those two areas, clearly, there were no untoward incident, drowning or.
Good morning, Ground Report. St. Joseph Lady here. Hi, Andy, Lennox, Mr. Snipes. I hope I get that name right. Anyway, and all the listeners. I think it was yesterday or the day before, a caller had asked about having a place to display carnival costumes, etc., etc. I just wanted to just suggest that Minister Turlene John, when she was making the presentation about the revitalization plan, the Port of Spain prison, that is now the Port of Spain prison, when they empty it out, that is going to be the cultural center in Port of Spain. So that is part of the plan. So I don't know if that gentleman could maybe go online and check out the plan and see that that is what the government is planning, which I think is a great idea anyway. Right. So have a good day. Bye.
I think she's accurate, Lennox Smith. That eventually
she's
that
absolutely accurate, yes. In fact, it has been described as an iconic building, so much of the architecture will remain the same, and you try to repurpose it. You will be pursue it, but of course focus on culture. I want to say, however, that the caller before that did, the person with the voice note, I should say, talked about, of course, cultural activities. Well, at the corner of corner of Charlotte and Duke Streets, there is a Carnival Museum that I'm sure some acquired there and be on display. So I think it's $40 to enter. So the organizers are looking to recoup something. But the fact is that there is something in that direction existing now. And I personally believe the space is too small. So therefore, when that major project comes on stream, certainly it will be an ideal place to house as a museum for culture generally, quite apart from calypso, steel band, and mass.
Andy, good morning. How are you today? Hope all is well with you. I think we should do something for, or let us stay on until 10 o'clock, I doesn't see you enough on a morning. So we need to see you and hear more of this program until 10 o'clock. What could be done, boy? God bless you. Have a blessed day.
I don't think that will go down nicely with other people.
That's very possible though. You just have to sponsor it.
So an option has been given, ma'am. But of course, those who come after us, I don't think it will be well received. I don't talk. And they laugh.
Oh God, wait. Let me hear that again. This woman make me laugh this morning. Yes. I hope those who come after, well, one will hear. The next one will hear after. Let's hear again.
Andy, good morning. How are you today? Hope all is well with you. I think we should do something for, or let us stay on until 10 o'clock, I doesn't see you enough on a morning. So we need to see you and hear more of this program until 10 o'clock. What could be done, boy? God bless you. Have a blessing.
Well, Nigel Stipe said, man, if it's a business person, just pay for the time. We don't hold our face, Money talks and everything else walks. Pay for that 10 or that 9 to 10 hour. All you pay for it. All you know the pit bull are bad like that. And then I will tell them, well, them go to see who time them go to buy back in. But for sure they can't buy.
Well, the negotiations may well escalate to sharing in the profits of that extra hour.
Definitely.
So I'm just saying that there are possibilities. All right.
We're willing, however.
Yeah. Once the financial wherewithal, is in place.
Nice. Just one more voice note. There will be about 1 minute and 20 seconds, so enough for me to go to the 7 o'clock news after it.
Next thing I want to say again, I don't want to talk too long. I just try to cut my time a little short so other people have to use it. I want to say this. Leave Parata alone too. Parata, but nobody when Rowdy was whining behind the little girl in San Fernando, the 17-year-old, the 16-year-old girl. I didn't talk about it. When you whine a big man with wife and children, a prime minister, whining behind a little girl in San Fernando, that way you're trying to do fabric. That was not a shameful thing you do. A big man whining behind a little Indian girl. I will never do a thing like that. I do go behind people and whine on them there so, or dance behind them. That ain't good. Because you don't know what kind of parents are, what kind of brothers are. That brother take a beating for that in Carnival Day. So whine behind the girlfriend or the sister. They can't be holding a girl and gyrating on them. When we fall down and the little line we went, I didn't talk about that. Only leave Parata alone. Leave Kamala alone. Leave UNC government alone. Only like grasshoppers, only hopping behind UNC government. To find fault, to come back in the church.
Thank you very much. I have to cut you. Go ahead, director.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts, making the news at this time. This is not a normal moment. The words of Marshall Montano speaking on his historic achievement of 12 Road March titles. Speaking at a press conference on Thursday, Mr. Montano said he believes the moment should be marked in Trinidad and Tobago's history.
Should be marked like Casey Crawford winning a gold medal, or Keisha Walcott winning a gold medal, or Brian Lara breaking 375 sobers. I hope I get a little house, a diplomatic passport like Skinny and all them. At least get back my bus route pass. I just hope for one Trinidad and Tobago they recognize us as hard-working entertainers in the music industry, in the arts.
Music producer of Encore, Mevon Sudin, also known as Explicit Mevon, said despite moments of doubt during the intense Road March campaign, strong leadership from Marshall Montano kept everyone focused and determined to secure the win.
There were moments where we felt kind of down, but as Marshall, being the strong-minded person, he was leading the team and he was like, fellas, no, the lights might dim, but we had to put it back on and we had to put in the work. So definitely when it is the team started to feel a little bit of pressure, he was definitely reassuring and showing us that, no, we getting this.
And so you did. So this one, Andre.
Government will be moving to a demand-based, data-driven model for lifeguard deployment across the country's most popular beaches. This was confirmed by Minister of Defense Wayne Sturge, who said the ministry will no longer rely on blanket staffing levels, but will instead match lifeguard presence to real-time and historical usage patterns.
We look at trends, basically. So during the week, you would not, whereas on weekends, you would have a bigger crowd. And for public holidays, particularly long weekends, for instance, Easter weekend, you would have a serious uptick in the...
This, he added, could be implemented on a demand-needed basis, especially as visitor numbers surge on long weekends and public holidays.
So for those periods, we would ramp up the numbers and the equipment because it does make sense spending that kind of masses. So it makes no sense having 20 lifeguards at any one time on Maracas if there are only 20 people bathing on a Monday or a Tuesday. So it would be based on we predict from numbers in the past. We'll use that as a prediction and see how best we come up with the appropriate numbers.
In some sport now, Trinidad and Tobago national cyclist and Olympian Nicholas Paul won his second medal of the Pan American Track Cycling Championships in Santiago, Chile, when he captured gold in the men's keirin final on Thursday. Paul, who won bronze on Wednesday in the men's team sprint, won the individual sprint final, clocking a time of 58.594 seconds. The Olympian finished ahead of runner-up Santia Quintero of Colombia and Canada's Nick Walms. In more news, the International Monetary Fund says Venezuela's economic and humanitarian situation is quite fragile, with a triple-digit inflation, a rapidly depreciating currency, high poverty, shortages of basic services, and public debt around 180% of GDP. The IMF has paused formal relations since 2019, but continues monitoring developments and says any re-engagement would depend on its member countries. Since 2014, about 8 million Venezuelans, roughly a quarter of the population, have emigrated, contributing to the deep crisis. Recent political events, including the capture of Nicolás Maduro and leadership changes, have added volatility, while the interim government under Delcy Rodriguez pursues economic stabilization. IMF spokeswoman Julie Kozak said Venezuela is facing a severe, prolonged economic and humanitarian crisis. She noted that socioeconomic conditions are very difficult. Poverty and inequality are high, and basic services are in widespread shortage, making the situation overall quite fragile. And that was your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. After the break, we return to Trinidad and Tobago today.
Hello, everyone.
If you are a migrant currently living in Trinidad and Tobago without legal immigration status, this message registration process for migrants who have overstayed or entered the country illegally. The online registration process will begin from Monday 26th of January and end on Wednesday 25th of February 2026. All applicants are first required to register through the official portal at migrantregistration.gov.tt. That's migrantregistration.gov.tt. After completing the online registration, there will be a mandatory in-person processing and verification which begins at the end of February 2026. The start date for that phase will be announced through official government channels. The in-person registration will take place at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, Port of Spain, the Atto Bolden Stadium in Balmain, Couva, and the Larry Gomes Stadium in Malabar, Arima, as well as the Dwight York Stadium, Bacalet, Scarborough, Tobago. Applicants will undergo a comprehensive verification process, which will include vetting by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service involving fingerprinting and background checks. You will also be required to undergo basic medical screening. Upon completion of the registration process, successful applicants will be required to pay $700 for the migrant registration card. The ministry reminds undocumented migrants your participation in this exercise is essential, as failure to register during this window will result in deportation. This special registration process for migrants is your opportunity to be documented, protected, and allowed to work legally in Trinidad and Tobago for a defined period. For additional instructions, along with online application and required forms, visit the official portal at migrantregistration.gov.tt. That's migrantregistration.gov.tt. This message brought to you by the Ministry of Homeland Security and the Information Division, Office of the Prime Minister.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
To the vintage songs of some of those who have gone but not forgotten. Including Shadow, Funny, Arrow, Rootsman, Singing Francine, Sandoli, Rash Shorty Eye, Brigo, Blacks, Swallow, Maestro, MC, the funniest of them all, Sonny Bling. Their music still lives on in our heart. An unforgettable night as we celebrate their legacy in Gone but Not Forgotten. Tonight, for time 6:30 p.m.
Tickets $300 and $250. $10 off for online purchases.
Some tickets are still available at
IslandEtickets.com, Crosby's, Jumbo Foods Barataria, Mart's Liquor Palace, Diego Martin Main Road, All Kenny Sports, Western Union, Tuna Puna, All Extra Foods, Athletes by the Park, and Napa all day today until showtime. For more info, call 732-3402. Gone but not forgotten.
Tonight.
You can listen on Talk City 91.1 FM and stay connected on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Are solely those of the hosts and callers and do not represent the views, policies, or official position of Talk City 91.1, its management, or affiliates.
This is Desha, and right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked.
Hear me, name one.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Trinidad and Tobago. We are back. Time check. It's about 11 minutes past the hour. Yes, 11 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report with yours truly, Andy Williams, the pitbull of radio. That's me. Lennox Smith, the big word man. You're gonna see him there in a little bit. And director Snipes. Yeah, the man on the ones and twos that cuts you off. Amen, amen. The pitbull can't get blamed for cutting off nobody. All they see Nigel early in the morning when he's saying morning to all they see Uzi fella. Yeah. So they know one time that the fella just cut all off.
And you have this nag to transfer responsibility, which normally would be attributed to your good self. I think you have developed a perfection that is incompatible. Nobody else does it like that. Where, of course, you are sending a man, if for want of a better term, to his grave, and then saying nice things about him. Otherwise, of course, he is going to his detriment. I think that's a skill that you have developed that I've admired. So go right ahead. Send Snipes to the wolf. To the wolf. It seems as though he's resisting inside of here now, but prior to that, I think he was willing so to do. But people, of course, we have a program to treat with. I saw, Andy, that Marshall is asking for some greater recognition of those persons who have performed or have done things nationally. And I want to agree with him.
You agree with
Most
him?
people may not want to. Yeah, I agree with him.
But why you agree with him?
See, yeah, beautiful. I'm glad that you asked that question.
Right,
because
but,
that's the
right,
obvious
but
question.
before you agree with him too, and while I ask why would you agree with him, I just want to say, I, Andy Williams, the pitbull, I do human service for country. Not now long time I fight for squatters. I go all over. I have all kind of things the pitbull do. I want buy a bus pass too. I also want to I see Super Blue Over Street, Super Blue Street. I want a Andy Pitbull Williams Street too. I want a diplomatic passport too. I will walk too for Trinidad, you know. Not as hard as Marshall, but I walk too. So you agree that your co-host here should get those things too?
Wait, don't put no words in my mouth. You say we had to say. I want to say before I give my reason for agreeing with Marshall is that what Amy came past you, as far as you are concerned, right? What Amy came past you. So just a matter of time, right? But let's face it, Trinidad and Tobago is the mecca of this. If you want to call it musical expression, whatever you want to call it, Trinidad and Tobago is the mecca. There's no other place you can go. And why I'm saying that is because where else you could go to get a Grammy award? I mean, there's only one Hollywood, and therefore it is an American thing. And so to recognize those who would have excelled, including, of course, American football, for example. But of course, in what we call soccer or cricket, for example, you could have good exponents, good players and so on, but you have to compete as a country with other countries. In this case, no other country could compete with Trinidad and Tobago for soca. No other country would have developed, for example, the Shouter Baptist fraternity as we know it today. So therefore, this is the Mecca. And therefore, the recognition that he is calling for, I think it is extremely appropriate, quite apart from the fact that you can now package it in such a way as the foundation was laid with respect to the steel band or the steel pan, in order to, of course, improve our tourism attraction product. And I think it is well placed, and the authorities should be paying some attention to those kinds of, let's say, ask of those who have been in this situation and have achieved such a great achievement, including, of course, posthumously. So I'm talking about the late great Kitchener as well, because he has just surpassed Kitchener by one road march. Kitchener, of course, is the holder of 11, and he is now 12. But the fact is that I think he made a lot of sense, and I would have, if he didn't, I would, of course, advocated for that as well. Because Trinidad and Tobago, there could be no other country or other place competing as far as soca is concerned, and therefore we must acknowledge our people and the recognition that it could bring to us regionally, internationally, and farther.
So you agree to the diplomatic passport?
Yes, I agree with that. I agree a building frame as well, property frame.
A building too?
Yeah. You say you want a house, yes. So you give him that, because of the achievement,
All right.
So that will motivate others. You see, it is about developing the art, and in order to do
what
this,
about Sweet Pass? You agree about Sweet Pass too?
Yes. I mean, that goes without saying. It's just a stroke of a pen. But the point I'm making here is that here it is. You do that in order to motivate those to come, successive generations or generations to come, and therefore that will motivate them and encourage them to reach the pinnacle or the area that he has reached across the board. I think it's a wonderful idea.
All right. Are rain falling in your neck of the woods? Rain are falling very, very hard. Well, you know where. You don't have to say. In my neck of the woods. Real hard.
All right.
How the weather on your side?
I want to tell you this. I want to tell you for the first time, I can tell you categorically, I am unaware. Yesterday, when I left the studios here at Talk City, when I reached outside, the place wet. I couldn't determine whether or not it was wet or dry. I assumed that it was dry because I came here when it was dry. But when I reached outside, it was wet. So I cannot say unless I go outside and find out. And that's just to tell you how insulated one is when you are in the studios of Talk City.
Okay. But you know, I have some friends, Christian friends, pastors, pundit, priests, imams, bishops, that was hoping for this rain to fall like this hard, so whole night, whole day, Carnival Monday, Tuesday. But then they pray after and they say, Lord, I don't know why you didn't bring it Carnival Monday, Tuesday, and you bring it after. Maybe it's because Marshall Montano needs to be recognized. Yeah. So God, like
could
God,
be that as well, and it would have been a soggy day for, I think, a visiting bishop. I think he was part of the mass for Ash Wednesday in San Fernando, because he said he was in the grandstand and he enjoyed the mass. So he had to be praying for, of course, a sunny day. Of course, we got a little scattered shower in Port of Spain in the early hours of Tuesday, but then, of course, it simply blossomed into a wonderful exercise of good weather, ripe for masquerading. And of course, the Merry Monarch did rain on those 2 days.
Wow, I wouldn't lie, no? I have observed for the past few months, Trinidad and Tobago Lennox Smith have gain that talent there to find God here. The man said he know about a bishop, went and watched mass in the grandstand and all kind of. Yeah, he find that talent to make things that looking bad look good. Oh, sir. Let me continue Trinidad and Tobago. I can't understand this at all. Boy, let me get some voice notes here. Let me get the voice notes there.
Yeah, let's get some voices. Let's get some voices, people. And of course, the lines are open on.
Nice. Let's get through there.
Good morning. Most churches are feeling.
Oh boy, well I will get that one after. Let me take a call. What I'm supposed to do is take off, go in pilot mode, and do the voice notes so calls wouldn't come in and cut it. But let me take some calls because we play voice notes all morning. Morning call, where are you calling from? And what's your contribution on the number one program, The Ground Report, this morning?
Good morning, Brother Andy and Uncle.
Good morning, Brother Lenny.
And Uncle Lennox and Director Snipes. I want to, it's very cold, I'm out in Philadelphia and it's still cold. I'm heading back to Miami, but flights are very difficult because of the weather. But I should be going back probably tomorrow or Sunday. But I just want to comment on Marshall. Two things I want to say. I love the kid. I know him from small. But I just want these guys to recognize the people who made them. You must never forget the people who helped you along the way. Marshall came to New York in 1984 and performed at Madison Square Garden. It was the biggest show in North America. It was 3 shows, one on a Saturday evening and 2 on a Sunday, one at 3 p.m. and one at 8 p.m. And the man who was responsible for that show, his last name was McLeod. And he is the man, including the king of Calypso, the mighty Sparrow, and every other Calypsonian. He was the man who made those guys to be recognized on the outside world. And I just wish that they would mention this man's name. At least he's dead now. But he put all of these guys, including Marshall and Natasha Wilson. They were young. I believe Marshall was about 9 years old, and Natasha probably was about that age. And another name, please, I'm asking them. A guy by the name of Booz Taylor. That's the promotion that I belong to. His promotion was Print Up Promotion. He is another one who pulled Marshall to play with Byron Lee, give him his first big break to play with the greatest man who knew music, both calypso and reggae, and great businessman at the Ramada in Miami, which I was part of. And I just wish that these guys, Bungie, Ronnie McIntosh, Allison Hines, he was responsible for giving them a big break on a big stage in North America. Nobody else. The others who came late after. So I'm just asking these guys, please, I think he is very sick now in Brooklyn. Please give these guys some recognition, and that will make me very, very happy. But Marshall, great guy. I met his brother Marcus, who used to play in the band. He is now a captain with Caribbean Airlines. And his father and I are very, very good friends. So I just wanted to put in that there, brother. And I'll talk to you all some other time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Brother Lenny. Oh, boy.
I think it makes good sense because it would be part of the package, part of the archiving of the historical, let's say, evolution of these artists in the first place. And of course, it will span out to the development of the art form itself. And I think just as in North America, we have a responsibility to generate the data, the information, the historical and other factors that would have contributed to the ultimate, or contribute to what Marshall and others would have grown into at any point in time. And this goes for future as well.
Nice. Oh boy, don't forget our other programs. Officer Shabadi. Yes, today you can get Officer Shabadi today. We're taking in front, and his guest in studio today will be a man, Errol Fabian of Gael TV. A very good man. So that will be today at 20 hours at 12:30 and 1:45. So you all can take in that, after Mr. X and them there with their off the record. You'll just have a little 30 minutes wait. I think it's Uza. We're going to get that name correct. And then right after that, you're going to get Derek Shabadi Police Youth Club, which you're going to have Errol Fabian, the owner of Gael TV. And then right after that, you're going to get Roland Stewart. Yes, Roland is after Shabadi. Yes, I think so, yes. Yes, and you'll be interviewing. Yes, Roland Stewart will be interviewing Harvey Boris. I love my country. Yes, on Beyond the Limits. Yes, this Roland Stewart, a fella here always fighting for the disabled people. So they're going to talk about buildings that built and how disabled people get leave out. So yeah, I'm glad they will talk about that to make sure that...
Andy, it's quite a lineup indeed, of course, and I'm taken aback that someone would ask for some extended time for the ground report, but I suppose that's because we bring out those very objective issues. For example, I believe that Errol Fabian and indeed, of course, the other interviews subsequently,
Harvey Boris.
Harvey Boris. Fabian, we'll start with Fabian. I think Fabian is a icon in himself. I think he's a very undervalued individual, frankly. We on the ground report are eternally grateful to him because when everybody else closed their doors, he opened the doors of Gael to us, and we were there quite a long time and gratis, in spite of the fact that he would have had for operating such a facility financial cost, but of course he absorbed that in very difficult times, and when it could go no further, well, of course he had to make a business choice. But the fact is that he has evolved into or from an entertainer in the comic business, comedian business. He sang as well, of course, and a businessman, and we made.
That's so true.
Of the entertainment industry, and I think he's one that must be commended. Of course, Boris to a lesser degree, but nonetheless, of course, these are good people. Yeah.
Why you say Boris to a lesser degree? Why did you say Harvey Boris to a lesser degree?
He has not, in my view, made the mark as a Fabian. That is why, and of course, he is less versatile than.
Okay.
To the politics. The politics will color.
Why are you comparing a politician to a comedian?
And that's the point. That is why Andy asked me why it is that I see Fabian to be greater than or Boris to be less than. And that is because
I would have taken that to be a rhetorical question.
Well,
Well, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, Lennox Smith. Let me ask you something.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Is it that Harvey Boris You believe. I don't know. Is it that you believe that he is a people person? A people. Man, let's go to the lines. Yes, let's go to the lines. I don't know. Let's go.
See that bacchanal you want to put me in there?
I don't know.
Right. But what I know for sure, Fabian, off of dint of personal commitment, dedication, national fervor, is a notch far above the latter.
Okay. Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Welcome to the Ground Report.
Andy. Good morning. Good morning to you boys. God bless all the boys. I want to say this morning. I listened to program 91.9 on the evening program. This fella what does beg and talk UNC bad on mostly every station. He gone to talk about Mikey. He gone on that station and saying, Mikey no. When the mic went out, Mikey no. You can't be talking UNC people bad who give the life. Mikey is a man what's together with all you, all by the road, asking people to come and talk in the mic. I went to Luca to listen to all you because I working with a stick. Right? A man, Mikey, work for this country. He gone there talking about Mikey. He gone on another station, a Google station, and say, fire should burn Wall Street. And talking about Padalat and Munilal, and come and talking on another PNM station about Miss John. Let me tell you something. Miss John worked to reach where she go in there. She has car and she does and she can dart and fire burn the UNC and this man right in the head. He talking proper and this man making scandal and rumors about the UNC and the government. There is things that I know Kamala doing. The Prime Minister that I don't like registering the migrants and things. That is, she's the Prime Minister of the country. But what about the good things she's doing?
But Granny, while we know all the good things and you will know all the good things that she are doing, Patricia Reed is just wanting to ask you a simple question, my granny. She or he, remember Patricia Reed, who loved the pit bull, is give late trouble. But she want to know if it is that she's asking, Granny, you take your pressure tablets yet?
I don't suffer with pressure. I don't suffer with sugar. I eat and drink everything else and pepper and coffee. So I don't have to take no pressure tablet.
All right, so Patricia Reed, you heard Granny. Granny's a strong person. Thank you, Granny.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
Oh, Lord. Yes, so Trinidad and Tobago and each and every one of you. Mark Sinclair, pleasant good morning, Patricia Reed. You laugh. Hafiza D. Mohammed. Hey, Primraj, a pleasant good morning to you. D'Souza, good morning. Balroop. Ann Munsami, a pleasant good morning. Zandu. Whisper of the Unknowns, a pleasant good morning to you. Krishna. Tower, a tower of power, pleasant good morning to you. Joyce Ram, good morning. Budram John, a pleasant good morning. Just Cool, good morning. Mina Rodriguez, good morning. Hey, Mina Skyner, good morning. Davy Perry, good morning to you. Jill Monroe. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I just hailing out all of you that are look on to us on social media. Like we had to go for a quick break and come back. Are you ready?
Yes, we have to go
at
for a
the
break.
city hand.
Yes.
At the city hand. From the time I city hand, I don't know it coming. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't miss nothing, you know.
You're Marco-ing good, boy.
What? You had to Marco Snipe.
Yeah, we have to go for a break, and of course, and when we come back, more. I take this one, not Snipes.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
TTG News, every night at 7. TTG News, committed, accurate, relevant.
After Carnival, TNT, the show you all been waiting for. Laugh till your belly busts in partnership with Talk. Port of Spain, showtime, 8 p.m. sharp. Come see the funniest guys on the planet and the man who took social media by storm, Victor St. Louis, a.k.a. Pelp.
You know, things so hard right now in Trinidad. You know, a store in town, no fire, 2 mannequins.
Ever, Shaquille, Louis Spider-Man, Antoine, Andrew Friday, The Saint.
Me no first it's so expensive. I went and priced a plate there. You know, they're telling me $10,000 for a plate. I say, only no sauces.
And Paniska is back.
Stop it, honey. Don't bring out the dog in me, you know. I better scrape you.
Get those tickets now. Ronnie and Caro, Mascot, Maraval Road, Port of Spain, Bruce Bar, St. Augustine, and islandetickets.com. For ticket hotlines, call 278-5892, 316-0814, 382-9986. Laugh till your belly busts.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek in your platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
This isn't just radio. This is your voice. Where the conversation begins.
This is Destra. And right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are back, we are back, we are back. Time check. Yeah, it's approximately 38 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report and viewing the Ground Report. So viewing us and listening to us on our social media platforms at Talk City 91.1 FM on Facebook and on YouTube and on Twitter. And you're also getting us on our other platforms, Real Media TT on Facebook, Real Media TT on YouTube, Crowder Transformation on YouTube, 648 Television, that's Irvin Felix and his wife them, on YouTube. You can also get us on The Ground Report, simple, The Ground Report on YouTube. So you have many options and many platforms to get us when you leave your maxis, your taxis, your PH vehicles, your buses. When you leave your vehicle in which you drive, just log on to us on Facebook or on YouTube. Don't miss nothing. Hey, my maxi drivers, taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers. Are rain falling on your side of the woods or on your neck of the woods? I want to know. Because here why. Did anybody come in your PH vehicle and only have on this big program, and they tell you drive switchy dial. Anybody come in your maxi or in your taxi, your white panel van, hey, that bus drivers and all, you know. Don't forget them kiss chuck and them kiss chuck. Yes. All right, let me hear you there. Don't go nowhere yet. Go ahead, because I have to let them know to put them out in the rain, you know. Anybody tell all your drivers, drive, not this morning, you know. I don't want to hear this program with that dog, you know. I may like he. Drive, watch them in the mirror, pull aside, and put them out in the rain. I go take the blame for that. Tell them, Pitbull, put them out of your vehicle, okay? Go ahead, caller.
This is Diego Martin morning, and I calling for my hummock. And I want to bring it to the attention. I find we're deflecting, and we're not coming to the point. Look what is happening in the UK. The UK, they arrest that prince, the royal family, and what they're telling us is nobody is above the law. And you have to understand all of that investigation came from the Epstein files. Now listen to this. Nobody is above the law, and I want to include President, Prime Ministers, and Chairman of Police Service Commission on these things. We have an issue where there's a perceived misbehavior in public office, one's conduct in public office. With respect to the merit list, it is alleged that 3 people was involved: a former president, a former prime minister, and a police service commission. These 3 people, it is alleged, thwarted the protocol of handing the merit list to Parliament. So I want the police, the TTPS, to show testicle of fortitude to go and investigate that. Nobody is above the law, including the president, the prime minister, and the police service commission. Why are they pussyfooting, sorry to use the word, on this investigation? A fellow by the name of Gary Griffith, a former police commissioner, did a whole file and passed it to Tojam Jacob. Apparently, he passed it to the ACIB, and we have seen nothing. And a senator, a current senator, a government senator, did a file on this thing and passed it on to the DPP, and everybody seems to be deflecting away. This investigation has to take place. Privy Council is our final thought. If they're saying the prince has to answer questions, so be it. The president and the former prime minister has to make themselves available to the police for the investigation to take place. Nobody's above the law. And the fact is, the Epstein file brought that upon the prince. What did the Akil Chambers file brought upon? We know the people involved. One, they say, go on to the great beyond. And you will know that. They say, bird of a feather flock together, and show me your friends, I'm telling you who you are. We want to know his friends. Those might be the alleged conspirator in the demise of Akil Chambers, and you know where we're going. It will end, because the PNM deflecting from this. That is what I want Penny to go and sit down with the Prime Minister and say, we want an investigation. We want a commission of inquiry to bring all those pedophiles to account for the misbehavior, because we have pedophiles still running around abusing our children, you know, because it's not only the fellow who gone to the, well, they say, in the UK, they say everybody in Epstein pedophile ring going to hell. So I don't know if he gone there. But there are co-conspirators, because Sabga say it was 2 of them. So one of them still probably abusing the children, and the PNM and the thing facilitating that, they're supposed to expose all of them. I go and have a nice morning.
Thank you very much. Next caller, go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Welcome to the Ground Report.
Good morning to the magnificent tree. I just want to go a little to the road maps, right? But what I'm going to say is that for me, since the road map stopped being expanded, because I believe the last road map for Kitchener Wing was in 1976 with the panorama, right? And it moved away from Pan and go to the DJs. I believe it have a great change in that. And they shall call it DJ Rama instead of Panorama. But what I'm saying then, how could you value the DJ to the pan and say, well, this one break, this one record, and all them kind of thing? Because if you have people traveling on a road 5 miles and the road real rough, and then you have a record on that, and then you pave the road, and let the same people travel 5 miles on the same road, any record will be different to the one who was traveling on the rough road, because the smooth road you will move faster. So I believe this thing, what they call it, about Panorama now, they should change it back and go to the pan and let the pan have the thing on the road, because it used to be real nice and everybody used to jump in the van and, you know, and have a good time. But, you know, I don't want to go too much on that.
We can't go back quite there. We can't go back quite there with that day. Because the pan...
Yeah,
I was about to say that.
We can't go back there.
That's what I'm saying, Andy. I'm saying that we involved. But what I'm saying, boy, is that it have a difference. It's a difference I'm talking about with the pan to the DJ now. You understand? That's what I'm saying. But I ain't saying we going back to that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, all right. Give us the next point there quick. Give us the next point now.
Okay, the next point is that with Hillel Francis then, they're not saying if that didn't mute it, if he would have come first.
And let me see Lennox there. Lennox, why are you hiding? Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, I ain't seen Lennox and that bad, yeah. So if he would have come first and they mute the mic, then I could have agreed with that. But 6, I done with that. Mute mic, you will not be placing nothing. Because that song ain't singing good self. Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Oh boy, next caller, pleasant good morning to you, caller. Welcome to the Ground Report. What's on your front burner on the big program, the Ground Report, this morning?
This morning, Granny Cole, God bless you, God bless Lennox Smith, and God bless Mikey, and TC, Heavy, all you. God bless all you, and God bless the government, and God bless Alexander and the Attorney General, the Commissioner of Police, and Wayne Sturge. God bless them, and nobody can do them nothing. And that woman we're talking about, she wants hamper, and Wayne Sturge didn't give out no hamper. Granny like Wayne Sturge. Wayne Sturge give out the last hardware. And then business people and Grandy, then it's like God brothers. Wayne Sturge give out plenty hampers. But she who named Ezekiel is Zellick, or what she named, she maybe wanted hamper. You hear? And I want to send a message. All you said, this one has to go and that one, none of them are going. All of them working, and they're working good.
Thank you, Granny. We have to go for that.
We have a call on this side. We have a call on this side.
Oh, let's take the call on that side, Granny. Oh,
good morning. Welcome to the Ground Report.
Pleasant morning to Andy Williams, the Pitbull. Good morning to you there, the Englishman, Lennox Smith. And to the man behind the switchboard, Snipe. A pleasant morning. Andy Williams, the Pitbull.
Hi, let me hear.
Well, what I want to say, thank you for encouraging me. I realize everybody is doing a post-mortem on the carnival. I realize the National Emancipation Group coming the brew with Elon Francis. But you know what I want to say? For the 10 years that the Rowley administration was there, and Calypsonian was suffering, lying down in bed, all in homes, all about, Andy, Lennox, and Snipe, can you all tell me if the government of the Rowley administration and Stuart Young put anything in place to help Calypsonian? They talk everybody now. Within the last 10 years, you wasn't hearing about black, and consciousness and CAISO. Anybody could tell me if there was anything was done for Calypsonian by the Rowley and Stuart Young administration for the last 10 years? You have some of these Calypsonians dying on bed. They're suffering. All of them who's singing all these tunes. And you see this emancipation and Lennox and Snipes. Today is not the day, but I have to come after them, you know. All of a sudden is only when it's convenient. That National Emancipation Committee coming out, they want an investigation. Well, here what I'm going to tell them what we want to investigate. You see, all that money they have been getting for the emancipation, and this is not alleged, Mr. Snipes, Andy, and Lennox, this is a fact. The National Emancipation name have been calling in the Panama scandal. This is an international report where funding have been going in there. And this is what I want them to tell us, that all these books have been auditing how a local name as the Emancipation Committee and the Cafro Cambon name have been listed in the Panama scandal report with slush fund. If the Emancipation calling for investigation, well, Tabakit is saying that is state funds, and I now calling on the government to audit the Emancipation book and how they was getting money, the Cafro Cambons and them, to put in the Panama slash fund. Be careful what all you ask for emancipation. All you're calling for the government to be investigated via TTT and what happened to Elon Francis. Well, Tabakit, putting all you in place. I want a proper audit of all your books for all the years all you have been getting taxpayers' money. Tabakit out and out.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, let me just read some quick comments there. Quick. Oh boy. Blessed day to the best man on radio and to all on the best thinking, to all the best thinking people who knows good governance. Keep strong, all who loves good governance. Right, have our next one here. Panorama was great. I wish all the bands could have come first. Congrats to all beautiful music. Very good. Next thing, Regent Jamarat is saying, this country will keep falling. Right? He's saying this country will keep falling. He's saying that on Facebook. Because of changing the Westminster Constitution in 1976. It is the PNM 1976 Republican King, Mr. Big, in the Commonwealth. This is how they see themselves. Everything must answer to them. Right? Everything must answer to them. They made the Republican authorities. So don't expect any investigations into it. Right, so don't expect any investigations into it. Right, somebody else is saying, Hoodie is saying, Granny, please don't call back. Oh my God, it's only on the going report. Hoodie, Granny's an old person, she's a fighter. Let Granny call as much as she wants now, Hoodie. Hoodie say, Granny, don't call back. Donat Mohan saying, I agree with you, caller. Oh boy. All right, let's take a call earlier. Let's take a call because coming up in the next 7 minutes, we have to go for that news. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Andy, Uncle Lennox, and Snipe, the added strength. Yeah. So, Andy, I want to ask the president of the Media Association. He had the right, and it's his country, to ask questions and to know. So, it's my right as a citizen to ask why it is CNC3 and TV6 does not carry the press conference from the government when they have the press conference. Why they don't carry it live? And I want to ask them how it is for 2025, the corruption index went down to 41 85 to say the most corrupt country in the world under the PNM. They get that. Why they're not talking about that and asking the PNM and India how that come about? And the report say that is for contract given without proper regulations and the most misbehavior in public office. Nobody is talking about the blacklist that we come off and that the economy, right, where they put in shambles. Nobody is talking about the Senator Sarak Singh, where he talk about the statistic office, right, was not given the right to share the right data, and Lehan them was fabricated lies. That's why the economy is so stink. Nobody is talking about that. But you're hearing all kind of misfit talking now. A glitch on a calypso singer. But it had other media in the place, and they can't get the recording to bring it forward. But when $3 billion glitch, everybody laugh and say it's a glitch, and he's the public servant. Now when you question any public servant, the PNM say you're attacking them. But you see, we as a citizen, I like how the wrong report is still there. And Bossman, you must understand, I like how it has been the mischief at the PNM. But nobody asking Rohanson and no question, right? But anyway, keep up the good work and keep calling and showing how the PNM dilapidate this country. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, caller. Oh boy, oh boy. Hey, Amelia, Hossein, a pleasant good morning to you. Yes, Rajinja Rampasad is asking, Andy, can you tell Mr. Maraj if he is related to Rambali? Patricia Reed is asking, where is Tanku? Were you looking for a man or what, Patricia Reed? Thank you, all you in.
We have to go for a break. I think we have to go for a break. Very, 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 very heated in here. But we have to go for a break. When we come back...
But before we go, I hear the director laugh. When I say about Patricia Reed looking for a man, where the director laughing at this?
Well, it could be that you probably strike a nerve. I would say no more. But of course, we go for the break. And when we come back more on this edition of the Ground Report.
Talk City 91 is you trust. Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Your stories, your communities, your country. TTT News is everywhere, on the ground, across Trinidad and Tobago, and on every smart device. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
What is all this old noise? Wait, Mom streaming movies, Danny playing games, and Jenna blasting music all at the same time?
Yeah, remember we upgraded to Digicel plus 500 megabits per second plan. $500 to upload just as fast as download. So everybody could do their thing, same time, no lag.
Well, I'm not fighting for Wi-Fi again. Pull up HBO for me there. Switch to Digicel Plus fast, reliable, 100% fiber home internet. Perfect for families with plenty devices, streaming, gaming, working, and more. Visit DigicelTT.com or any Digicel store today. Digicel Plus, better connected.
The flagship with Sudas Prasad and Fritz Heavy Samuel. Wake up to the issues that matter most on the Ground Report. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith every morning from 6 to 9 a.m. for real talk, real analysis, and real perspectives on the stories shaping our nation. News, current affairs, and voices from the ground, unfiltered and unapologetic. That's the Ground Report. Weekday mornings on Talk City 91.1, where the conversation begins.
After Carnival, TNT, the show you all been waiting for. Laugh till your belly bust. In partnership with Talk City 91.1 FM and TTT Limited. 28th of February at Napa, Port of Spain. Showtime, 8 p.m. sharp. Come see the funniest guys on the planet and the man who took social media by storm. Victor St. Louis, a.k.a. Pelp.
You know, things so hard right now in Trinidad. You know, a store in town, no fire, 2 mannequin.
All his
funny friends, Kenneth Sipasa, the greatest story time teller ever, Shaquille, Louis Spider-Man Antoine, Andrew Friday, The Saint.
Listen, okay, me first it's so expensive. I went and priced a plate there. You know, it's telling me $10,000 for a plate. I say, oh, there are no sauces.
And Paniska is back.
Stop it, honey. Don't bring out the dog in me, you know. I better scrape.
Bruce Bar St. Augustine and islandetickets.com. For ticket hotlines, call 278-5892, 316-0814, 382-9986. Laugh till your belly bust.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak peek.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Minister of Culture and Community Development, Michelle Benjamin, has confirmed that Flavor Village will return next year, but only after undergoing significant structural repairs. She said the space will close as originally planned on February 28th, not because demand has tapered, but because the physical infrastructure simply cannot safely support continued use without extensive rebuilding.
It's going to be back next year, but it will be closing off on the 28th. As you would appreciate, it being a new initiative, there are things that we have to treat with. In order for it to be permanent, I do not want to have. If you look at the floor, if you visit Flavor, the floor is temporary, it's moving. The crowd that we didn't anticipate would have been so overwhelming at some nights. Flavor, I think that floor itself had taken a beating that has to be redone. So there's no way that we could keep it up right now.
But before the village closes later this month, she revealed that the ministry plans to end the 2026 season with a special cultural send-off.
It will be closing off on the 28th. We're planning on closing it with a religious aspect where we will have all the local Calypsonians that sing gospel tunes come into the space, and we send it off in a nice praise to bring it back next year.
In other news, one cultural organization is warning that many young people are disconnected from the true history behind Carnival. The Idacada group says understanding the roots of Canboulay and resistance is critical to shaping national identity. They are taking that message directly into schools.
Yes, when we've done this, we've discovered that most of the young people have no idea about the fact that these uprisings took place in 1881, and that prevented the Trinidad and Tobago Carnival from being completely banned by the colonial administration. So that simple fact
set the tone for what we celebrate today.
And that simple fact, young people do not know.
Founder Dara Haley says the organization's workshops and performances are designed to move beyond costumes and competition and instead focus on resistance, emancipation, and cultural pride. She argues that without deeper education, Carnival risks being reduced to spectacle rather than being understood as a powerful act of reclamation.
It is important to decolonize our education and understanding of who we are. Because the narrative about Carnival was controlled for many decades and centuries by elites, we have a very negative view towards Carnival. It's noise, it's rowdy, it is too much of confusion, there's a lot of negativity, or there's too much skin being shown, etc., etc.
The group will host a schools performance next week as part of its continued outreach, encouraging educators and students to reconnect with the deeper meaning behind Carnival. In some sport now, Trinidad and Tobago national cyclist and Olympian Nicholas Paul won his second medal of the Pan American Track Cycling Championships in Santiago, Chile, when he captured gold in the men's keirin final on Thursday. Won the individual sprint final, clocking a time of 58.594 seconds. The Olympian finished ahead of runner-up Santilla Quintero of Colombia and Canada's Nick Wams. And that was your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Have a great day.
On Talk City 91.1 FM.
Poste Norte under the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, ICA, recently visited Trinidad and Tobago to host the African Swine Fever and Classical Swine Fever workshop. Speaking to the Information Division, Director of the School of Veterinary Medicine at the University of the West Indies, Dr. Carla Georges, shared with us precautions that farmers should take to protect their pig population.
So simple things like where you get your animals that are coming in, make sure it is a source that is legitimate. Have a quarantine process. So if you have new animals, you can have a quarantine process on your farm. Simple things like wheel baths, disinfection, changing your clothes when visiting, before entering your farm, after visiting others, leaving your boots in one space and not using the same boots that you use for one farm to come into your farm. Leave rubber boots. So things like that. Just containing the germs or whatever it is from entering your farm is one important aspect. A lot of farmers, they would even sell animals too and bring them to other farms and then come back onto their farm without changing their boots or even disinfecting their trucks. So there are certain practices, and even in how you design your farm will be paramount to preventing the disease from entering. Of course, visitors to your farm, things like that. You cannot have anybody and everybody visiting your farm.
Dr. Georges also gave us key information on how farm feeding practices using food waste can expose pigs to serious threats if it's not properly managed. When it comes to feeding pigs, food scraps or food trash is not advised during this time of heightened risk.
Some farmers will attempt to reduce the cost of rearing the pigs through feeding pigs food-based garbage from sources which should not be allowed. So you would note that some farmers may take garbage or waste from the dump, especially food-based waste, and feed that to their animals. Any farmer feeding this type of waste should at least minimum cook it before providing it to pigs, because heating to a certain temperature will destroy some of the viruses that will affect the animals. Okay, so first of all, I would say the practice should not happen at all, but if it is happening, that extra step needs to be taken.
Using food waste to feed livestock is strongly discouraged here in Trinidad and Tobago. And while it may happen in other territories, they have regulations regarding its use. Dr. Georges pointed to international examples where food waste from cruise ships has been used to feed pigs, creating major disease risks.
It happens. It doesn't happen in Trinidad from our research. We haven't seen it. However, it is a possibility that it may take place. So the regulations, of course, have to be enforced, and like just the place that it's dumped, it has to be able to be denatured so that it is not accessible to anyone from outside.
The message from the workshop is clear. What happens beyond our borders can still affect us, and safe feeding practices are critical to protecting the local swine industry. According to the director of the School of Veterinary Medicine at the University of the West Indies, Dr. Carla Georges, using food waste to feed pigs is increasingly risky at this time with the appearance of African swine fever in the region.
This was a production of the Information Division, Office of the Prime Minister.
Voices you know, trust, and respect are the very best in talk. Talk City 91.1.
This is Destra. Right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
The Ground Report. The Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report. The Ground Report.
I would think that
there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
We are back. Time check. It's about 10 minutes. Yes, 10 minutes past your of 8 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. You're also viewing and listening to the Ground Report on our social media platforms. So when you leave your maxi taxis, your PH vehicles, your buses, when you leave your transportation or your vehicle, you can still log on to us via your phone on Real Media TT on Facebook, Real Media TT on YouTube, Corridor Transformation on YouTube, 648 Television on YouTube, The Ground Report, yes, The Ground Report on YouTube. But you cannot also forget at Talk City 91.1 FM on Facebook, at Talk City 91.1 FM on YouTube and on Twitter. So you have a lot of options to take part in this big program, The Ground Report. Oh boy. Anything you want to say before I play some voice notes? But you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm glad you started there because, of course, it's all about reach. And I was taken aback, frankly, by Mr. Dino Briga, the representative for Diego Martin Central, who was commenting on the Halon Francis issue, and he was demanding that the CEO, make some kind of statement on the matter or launch some kind of investigation, one, of TTT, of course, and two, that the entire song be played on the frequency in order to maybe generate some kind of compensation or make up for whatever loss that he had perceived. But in doing so, what I observed very poignantly is that he failed to mention the Ground Report, and he failed to also mention otherwise. But that being as it be, you will have your comment, of course. And then, of course, he went on to say the most startling thing, which is that, or should I say, my observation went further to suggest or to conclude that, listen, they moved the name CNMG to TTT and said that it would be much more viable. It turned out that it had very low ratings. So is it that he wanted it to play now because in less than 9 months, 10 months thereabout, the new administration has been able to popularize TTT and all of its media network association to such a degree that he believed that will fly faster than his acknowledgement that all of the social media platforms, anti-government, pro-government, carried that particular song. But he wants it to play on TTT as part of the compensation for the loss of audio at the Dimash. I want to hear your comment.
Wow. But he looking for... Again, my comment to that whole thing is, again, the judges and them wasn't home judging over the TV. There was at the March Gras itself, at the finals. When we get the late glitch that TTT and Mr. Nicholas Morris, minister in the ministry of the Prime Minister, apologized for that little glitch. that took place, it had nothing again to do with TTT, the CEO, the chairman Michael Kerr, or anything like that. His judging was fair across the board, unless he telling me we went into a matrix at the match grade too, where that glitch everybody was at standstill for what is that?
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's ludicrous. It's asinine, frankly. Yeah, you're right. But of course, I wanted to put in a little thing for the ground report and the board.
Let him come on the ground report. We go play. So let's Sharon.
But it's still clear. They're asking for the CEO, but they didn't talk about the board at all. So I was wondering if a member of the ground report was elevated to the chairmanship of the board, and so of course they felt that was persona non grata, or they should not, of course, venture where angels fear.
Here we will do the ground report.
Yeah.
Because TTT apologized, Mr. Nicholas Morris apologized
as well. Yes. Yes.
And we're gonna ask our manager, Mr. Stanley August, and Rachel, to put things in place for the ground report to interview Mr. Heelan and play his music and give him the opportunity. He will still come sixth anyhow, but
but I mean, that is post the fact. You know what I mean? The fact is that no brigade simply is not making sense. You know, because they have run down TTT, and therefore to play it on TTT, if it was in their time, you know, it would not have been a consideration because of the likes and of the popularity and all of that compared to the other media competitors. So that there's a confession to me built in that in less than a year, the new administration has been able to popularize TTT and all of its other network family to the point where he believes that is the best place for that song to be played. I don't know. I'm just asking. I mean, these fellas and them are simply ridiculous. And they sort of always spit in the sky and it falls in the pit. I don't know why they are not that humble or that movable so they could move away and let the thing fall where it's supposed to fall. But they always spit in the sky and fall in the face. Go ahead.
All I will say is thanks to the hard-working board of directors of TTT, its chairman, Mr. Michael Kerr, vice chairman, everyone, for bringing TTT back to the level that it should be as a state media. Thanks again to the board of directors, our chairman, Michael Kerr, again, for making sure and bring Talk City back to a powerful level, more powerful than it ever have been, including 100 and all.
There's no competition these days.
There's no competition.
And I want to say I wanted to go more direct. But there's the ground report. There appear to be a trepidation. Anything connected to the ground report, the PNM stands clear of. Because they know.
Yeah, that's true.
Stuart Young must have given them that instruction for want of a better scenario, because he knows that he sent us a pre-action protocol letter, and when we respond to him, he never responded at all or took it to the next stage, because he knows when we say something, we mean what we say, and we say what we mean with, of course, irrefutable research.
Very good. Hey, Director Snipes, you're going to just check Touch City team chat, because hey, we have to get Cheryl in. Yes, a plug, remember Ramadan. Yes, so just give that juju plug there, please, sir. Yes,
I'll run through it in a sec.
You'll run through it in a sec. But remember, Trinidad and Tobago, don't forget tomorrow, please God, and Sunday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Women Prospect in Islam. Yes, with Sherilyn Lewis. And it's always great to listen to that program. So just the same way, let's get up for the ground report from 6 to 9 a.m. from Monday to Friday. Don't forget to look on to Sherilyn Lewis from 6 to 9 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday.
I think she was one of the first persons that we would have interviewed when we came here at Talk City. And I think her perspective, now that it is the month of Ramadan, I think more I'm sure will be revealed in terms of some of the things that may just be a mistake or may be poorly maybe perceived or conceived or not correct in terms of people understanding of Islam and what it stands for. So I think it's a wonderful period for that particular program to really excel in terms of information relating to Islam and all that is that particular religion.
Nice. So let's continue. Let's go for some voice notes here, man.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Morning. Let me respond to that irascible caller called Mr. Faizabad and this sycophant of the government called Miss Santa Kurma. When the previous administration was in power, the bus service was in a shambolic state. Some of the buses were pulled from service, they were allowed to become decrepit, and the bus service faltered. But you could have still gotten buses from San Fernando to Port of Spain. We had our old buses that served us well up until last year, April. Some of them didn't have any air condition, they were comfortable, right? And then even the same old ones, they started to repair the air condition in them and it was blowing cold. And then you had the newer buses that used to work too, right? The bus service used to run. You could have gotten buses to go Faizabad, Siparia, Guayari, Point Fortin and Shogunas. The service used to work. However, when this government became into office, they stopped funding PTSC, they slashed the funding, and numerous buses ended up on the junk heap, so the junk pile increased, right? Because they couldn't buy parts like radiators, tires, rims, engine blocks, seats, air conditioning compressors, and other things the buses needed to be fully functional. They stopped supplying PTSC with the adequate amount of resources that they need. And in the previous administration, the San Fernando Port of Spain used to work from about 5 to about 12 o'clock, and then after that you have gotten one from about 4 o'clock to come back down from Port of Spain. They had a schedule, but now it's crazy hands. One day bus coming 7 o'clock, next day it coming 8 o'clock, next day it cancel, next day it cancel, next day it comes 6 o'clock, right? And then now we started to see the hoarding of the buses for UE students. They started taking most of the buses, the new ones, and sending them to UE because the UE students most of them comprise of their supporter base. And they back up the old buses and stop fixing them. So it is they who crash the bus service. You all don't travel on the buses, I travel on them, so I know what I am talking. And it is the worst performing government I've ever seen in this country.
We papa, the man say he had to answer back Mr. Faizabad, and I never know that name. He say he had to answer back Miss Santa Kumar. Oh my God. Let's continue. Let me say pleasant good morning to Miss Santa Kumar. This bus man is trouble. Man says she's a Kumar. Lord of mercy.
Morning, everybody here. So I try to follow what people are talking about, and it seems that what people are talking about this morning again is oversight. It's been expressed as investigation. So somebody drew the example of Jeffrey Epstein and Andrew Manbattan Windsor situation, and the fact that nobody's above the law there, but it seems that here in Trinidad, a lot of people are above the law. But it's really much bigger than that. You see, that exposure, that oversight, right? That ability of the system to make sure that such ills are exposed. First, we write law that decide what is good and what is bad. And then when it is breached, it is exposed to the public via a judicial process. It's the separation of powers. Law is created by the parliament. There's an executive that is charged with carrying out the duty of and the expectation of the law. And then when they fail, or if they fail, and anybody else fails in their duty, they will then be brought before the judiciary to settle the dispute in law. And if necessary, a punishment is applied. That's what you've seen happening internationally. Now, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but you live in a time and a place, because for much of human history, this was not the case. And to this day, only about 30%-ish of the world's population live in political systems that allow for this kind of exposure. You are lucky. Again, it's not perfect, which means that a continued evolution of our system needs to happen. Even abroad in the USA and Britain and so on, things slip through the cracks, but eventually, usually they get caught up with. And it does look ugly. Some people, I hear people saying things like, look bad America, bad Britain, you have pedophiles. Everywhere has pedophiles. It's just that in our systems, they are exposed, so you think, oh, no. But everywhere, China, Russia, everywhere else that have authoritarian systems, you will never get that exposure because the people in the position of power have maximum power. And if they want something to stay quiet, it's going to stay quiet. Here in Trinidad, our system certainly needs to evolve quite a bit before we get to the level of the USA today or Britain. But I think we can evolve it even further. I think we can develop a system here that brings maximum oversight to the citizens of the Republic. And that place and that system starts in the Parliament, fixing the problem of what the Parliament is today.
Andy, good morning to you, Lennox, Mikey, Nigel, and to everybody out there. Granny, I totally agree with you this morning. Some UNC supporters are their own worst enemies. And Wall Street raised it again last night, right? Why are these UNC supporters giving PNM-ites ammunition to destroy the UNC? Because that is what they're doing. And coming and pretending here, there, and certain places that they support the UNC and whatever. And when you talk, Andy, they want to lick you down. Well, not physically, right? But just like Granny, I will stand strong and I will defend. Now, I am not going to defend wrongdoing, but I'm not going to come out here, right, and wash my mouth on the ministers and them. And some ministers playing bass, and that have some of them so angry as though they're not entitled, they don't have a life, right? They should have taken that money and helped the poor. So how much the poor need, Andy? Why they don't just teach them to fish instead of handing them a fish all the time? And I want to tell KFC something here this morning. I know where you're coming from with that horse talk, right? I wasn't the one and who want to fill your head when I don't like you because of your nationality, your race. Let them go right ahead. Because that is this kind of what people refer to in those anonymous groups as stink thinking. You go ahead, KFC. You keep minding my business while I run in my business. You run your mouth on me. And I'm telling you, it's not going to help you. Andy, let me tell you something, eh? As I keep saying, and I said it here, and I said it in several, I rather feed a stray dog than an ungrateful human being. And our UNC supporters, some of them, they are giving you the PNM ammunition. Let me tell you something, PNMites have started campaigning. You should hear them. Some of them bedridden. And they move running mile a minute on the UNC. And the war finish, the radar finish. Now it's Mikey. The talk now is about Mikey. But I call it a Mikey, they are just dust in the wind. Let them go ahead, let them run them out and talk. Right? They are so lying. They're so lying. They don't know what lies are going to make up. But I want to remind them, this is not email again, you know. This is not email again. So all they could come with all the PNM propaganda in every nook and cranny, and we will smoke it out. Thanks a lot, Andy.
Hey, God bless you, my brother Andy and Lennox and Snipes. I just wanted to add my little piece on it, right? I'm not too big on Trinidad and Tobago culture, but what I'm saying is if we have to honor somebody who excelled in one genre in the art form, such as soca, Marshall, I think posthumously we should honor Lord Kitchen also. But remember, he died, so because of that, he couldn't continue. You know, so who knows if he may have had more than 12, and then there was a transition from the steel pan to the music trucks and stuff, right? And I'm also saying that we should look at the other artists who excel posthumously, Dennis Plummer, Billy Ocean, and the other people that excelled in different genres of music. And it will encourage people, because soca is not the only music, and there are people that have that talent, but there are people that have the natural ability to sing and to take notes and to carry, you know, different genres of music to different parts of the world, different people like different stuff. So if we have to do that, then we have to honor a lot of people who have excelled in the music industry. Yeah, not. So I saw the government purchase some fire tenders for the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service. I remember that was a promise that they made after they got some fundings and stuff. So again, before Dave Tanku could say it, let me say it, promise made, promise kept. God bless our government.
Nice. So Trinidad and Tobago, I see the hand long time and about say, let me play one more. We go for a quick break and come back. When we come back, more right here on The Ground Report. This big program called The Ground Report.
All right, Andy, you'll have your way.
After Carnival, TNT, the show you all been waiting for. Laugh till your belly busts. In partnership with Talk City 91.1 FM and TTT Limited, 28th of February at Napa, Port of Spain. Showtime, 8 p.m. sharp. Come see the funniest guys on the planet and the man who took social media by storm, Victor St. Louis, a.k.a. Pelp.
Yeah, nah, things so hard right now in Trinidad. You know, a store in town, no fire, 2 mannequin.
And all his funny friends. Kenneth Sipasa, the greatest story time teller ever. Shaquille, Louis Spider-Man Antoine, Andrew Friday, The Saint.
Look, me you know, first it's so expensive. I went and priced a plate there. You know, they're telling me $10,000 for a plate. I say, oh, there are no sauces.
And Paniska is back.
Stop it, honey. Don't bring out the dog in me, you know. I better scrape you.
Get those tickets now. Ronnie and Caro, Mascap, Marava Road, Port of Spain, Bruce Bar, St. Augustine, and islandetickets.com. For ticket hotlines, call 278-5892, 316-0814, 382-9986. Laugh till your belly busts.
Your news, anytime, anywhere. TTT News brings you the facts that matter most, on air and online. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
If you are a migrant currently living in Trinidad and Tobago without legal immigration status, this message is for you. The government of Trinidad and Tobago has introduced a special registration process for migrants who have overstayed or entered the country illegally. The online registration process will begin from Monday 26th of January and end on Wednesday 25th of February 2026. All applicants are first required to register through the official portal at migrantregistration.gov.tt. That's migrantregistration.gov.tt. After completing the online registration, there will be a mandatory in-person processing and verification which begins at the end of February 2026. The start date for that phase will be announced through official government channels. The in-person registration will take place at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, Port of Spain, the Atto Bolden Stadium in Balmain, Couva, and the Larry Gomes Stadium in Malabar, Arima, as well as the Dwight York Stadium, Bacalet, Scarborough, Tobago. Applicants will undergo a comprehensive verification process, which will include vetting by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service involving fingerprinting and background checks. You will also be required to undergo basic medical screening. Upon completion of the registration process, successful applicants will be required to pay $700 for the migrant registration card. The ministry reminds undocumented migrants your participation in this window will result in deportation. This special registration process for migrants is your opportunity to be documented, protected, and allowed to work legally in Trinidad and Tobago for a defined period. For additional instructions, along with online application and required forms, visit the official portal at migrantregistration.gov.tt. That's migrantregistration.gov.tt. This message brought to you by the Ministry of Homeland Security and the Information Division, Office of the Prime Minister.
This is Talk City 91.1. 91.1.
This is Destra. Right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked. Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
We papa, time is flying. But what we gonna say? When you have a big program, so I'm waiting for Mr. X to reach in studio and Stefan Reese to reach in studio. I have a voice note to play for them. So let me know when they reach in studio, eh?
Because Mr. X has indicated his presence.
He indicated his presence?
Already, yeah.
All
already,
right.
Yes.
Before you go back to your voice notes, I just want to make mention, as you asked earlier, Women's Perspective in Islam, hosted by Sherilyn Lewis. This Saturday, that's Saturday 21st from... You can look out for some very special guests inside. Hafiza Khan, Virtues of Ramadan. They're going to be speaking about the virtues of Ramadan. Farah Al-Islam, Ramadan Nutrition. Of course, I suggest that to be what you can consume that would be healthy for you around this time.
Yeah, during this fasting period.
Of course, Jessica Belingi, Ramadan Fitness. So, of course, taking a look at this women's perspective and listening to the program so far, I don't think it only applies to Muslim women. I think all women would benefit from this program. So we invite you to tune in from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on a Saturday.
Nice.
And it's all intended to, of course, eliminate the mystique or the mystery and the perceptions that may be wrong about the religion and the role of women in particular.
I also want to invite the men and the fathers to listen to this program as well, because you learn a lot. If you have daughters, if you have a wife, you have a mother, you have a sister, this program on a Saturday morning is very, very informative.
Nice. And that's why I leave it for the capable hands of our director, because I was trying to understand what I mean by that fitness thing there. So I say, see me? I know what dance to jump in, what dance. I say, boy, you ain't know how to explain that day. So leave that, let Snipes and Lennox Smith handle that. How I understand? Understand? I had to do a great job, but you did make me understand about that big program tomorrow, please God, dear. So don't forget to lock on tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And as Director Snipes said, it's not only about Muslim women. You're getting nutrition across the board for all women. Yeah, all you must know is nutrition, right? But children, they need nutrition in order to grow, in order to prosper. So you'll get that nutrition. So before I go back to the voice notes, don't forget to let me know when the big man, well, I don't know one big, the big program after the biggest program coming up, which is Off the Records. And Mr. X is already sitting down in there, Trinidad and Tobago. So they don't switch all the dial at all. He have all the excuses for the government. I can understand this, you know. And then when Stefan reach all here, all they will let me know when Stefan reach. Because, hey, we all know prisoners when he reach. And we let them know we all know prisoners. So let's go to the line and then we'll take some voice notes there quick. Morning, caller.
Morning, gentlemen. Barack Ford here.
Go ahead, Mr.
Gentlemen, you know, my wife is a Muslim. And when I tell she, well, okay, I got to have 6 more wives, she say, don't follow that part of the religion. So I had to ease up on that section. But let me tell you something. Now that all in a sudden the UNC government in office, we're hearing about culture and Muslim culture and all this kind of thing. This Hans Devine fella, I just wonder if people really just listen and take these people seriously. Let me tell you something, and people have to understand this. The biggest enemy to the culture of the African people is their own self. Because nobody don't fight down that culture more than the same African people. Look, for example, we have Marshall Montano. This is a fella who dedicated his entire life, you could say, because from the age of 7, he entered the stage. And consistently from then, he's 51 years old now, contributed to the culture. And who are the people who always fight on this fella? Year after year after year. Up to this year, they're fighting him down. He going try to achieve greatness, they're fighting him down. And in this one got call talk about the mute the mic to stifle the culture. You talking about a mic had a malfunction for about 10 or 15 seconds, and that could ever stifle a culture. The same people who talking about the culture, how much of them now, the African base radio station them playing that the culture music right now? Carnival finish. How much station you're hearing promoting steel band and calypso and soca and thing right now? None. All these people who just go down to hear our rubbish in Skinner Park, how much of them they support these calypsonian them? When Sparrow is sick, who had to come to his aid? Stalin. Who had to come to his aid? Look, Baron Allen right now. Who going to his aid? Does any of them support it? The tents that used to be packed with people and needed that support for them, the entertainers to survive. Who are the people who used to be in there? After they started contribute, they started prolong this nonsense and people stopped going. The tents failing, the artists them suffering. So people had to understand. Just imagine a prime minister told the whole population that he know that all the African people in this country are the ones that is in the lowest section of the economic ladder. But the PNM government, who was in charge of the country since Independence Day and was an African-based community political party, you tell me that you can elevate your people and make them in a better standard than where they are today. So people have to really listen to these people. I mean, every single thing had to be a race-based and politically motivated.
But we have a
good
caller
morning,
on this
gentlemen.
side.
Take care.
Is here?
Yeah.
We
Go
lost?
ahead.
Oh, sorry about that.
All right, take the next one here.
So
Go ahead,
let
caller.
us continue if you wish. Okay.
Go ahead, caller. Make
Hello?
it short and sweet. Hello.
Good morning. Again, Tabakit here.
Yes, go ahead. You have about
Go ahead, Tabakit.
go ahead.
Right. I want to ask a question. This is a big question. Snipes, Andy, and Lennox. Any one of you all could help me before I come up. Can you tell me how much schools the Emancipation Committee built since they have that organization? This is a serious question.
Wow. All right, well, that's a question we all hear.
I could tell you how much the Shouter Baptists built under the Honorable and Venerable Archbishop
But don't tell
Baba
him yet.
Greenberg.
Don't tell him yet. Let's continue. I just want to finish.
No, I
Please,
just saying, I ain't telling him. I just saying that I could tell you that because he's talking African. But go ahead.
Nice. Let's finish off these voice notes. Say quick. It have a lot.
Andy, good morning. Andy, what Granny said is correct. Because when you listen, I watch Wall Street every night that he comes on. I'm a subscriber of Wall Street. Because I love Wall Street, very educated fellow who speaks a lot of sense. And that's what I like. People who speak sense, not people who speak rubbish. And you guys gotta be careful because you know how in America we have mass shooting. I'm gonna be careful with that guy, that KFC guy may walk in the studio that gun and shoot all of you, you know. So all better stop playing his message and stop taking his call. That man is going to walk with a gun. He needs help. Really need help. He might walk with a gun and have mass shooting like in America. So be careful with this man. I will keep playing and give him time on the air. Don't give him no time. The guy is confused. The guy wants free thing. He's a freeness guy. I keep telling that ever since he's a free. The way he talks, he wants everything free. So don't take a call. Don't even bother with him. Don't listen to him. And every other station will do that to him. You got to understand. You got to, you know, fix himself. Later on, that.
Thank you very much. We can do that so long as he's being respectable, not breaking the rules of that. This program is an independent program. It's a program for all. It's a program for UNC PNM. It's a government station, and a government station have to accommodate every Trinidad and Tobagonian that is out there. Let's continue.
Bang, 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 bang.
He said that he would like TDT to be always at the FS.
Morning again to the Ground Report and Super Anderson. Morning to you, my brother. Well, I realize you're listening to respond. You didn't listen to think. But anyhow, let me help you think. That contribution I made this morning is to make the government know on the way forward, you must think about the people first. You have to think. You understand me? And like you didn't listen to me much. You see what the government did by putting these workers and them into the government sector? That is something I applaud 100%. So when you're listening, don't listen to respond. I want you to listen to think. Right, Anderson? I don't play when I call in talk show. Right? I don't play. And I want to say, good morning, sir. And I already told program that the PNM will never return to office in this country. They will never return. The people will never elect back people like Inbert and Faris Alvari and Stuart Young. These people and this because they will never be elected back to run this country in no time. What could happen here? A new party could form in this country with some new breed of well-educated, well-known people in spotlight and win a government here flying color. You could be the both party, but for now we have to work with the UNC, and the UNC is working. But at the same time, remember, you must mash political corn to get growth. And if you want to pamper it, you will get no growth. So don't just listen to respond. Listen and think. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Nobody again. I want to be clear here. Normally, I don't talk about people. I live by a code. Great minds discuss ideas. Average mind discuss issues. Small mind discuss people. You see what the bus man said? Santa Kumar. That is the poison that we don't need here. And it's a spin-off and an effect of our politics that involves love and hate. When you have politicians for decades that have been training us to make our politics about love and hate rather than ideology and interest, this is what you're going to get. He hates the UNC so much that he attaches the UNC to a person and then says something hateful about her. He said it with hate in his heart. Santa Kumar, we all know where he was going with that, right? And the dog whistle that comes with that, right? Shame on you, sir.
Bang, 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 bang. Good morning again to you and to everybody. You see what you just heard from the PNM sycophant busman? That is a true example of PNM propaganda in every nook and cranny, right? He know that we were still getting buses, but he can only talk for San Fernando. He cannot speak for the East-West corridor. Andy, it was in a deplorable state. We didn't used to get Santa Cruz buses like that. We would have to take a Rima, Shogunas, any bus that coming through the Quasi, drop out there and take a taxi to get home, right? Santa Cruz, but under Hines, they cut the service to Santa Cruz. They cut the service. Not one day you heard busman talking about the deplorable state. But suddenly he know from the time this government came into office, they're not, because you see the next day, Andy, they were supposed to repair all those buses and that the PNM park up in the graveyard. Oh God, busman, try to be a little honest now. It's Lent. I don't know what religion you are, but it's Lent. It's the holy month of Ramadan. Oh gosh. Stop with the PNM propaganda now. You know that they cut funding. Like you didn't hear when Zachary was telling people the amount of parts it had there that the government had ordered. Oh God, stop being so disingenuous now. It's so hard. And the lines for the Arima buses used to be snaking the city gate. You hear? And how long it taken the bus to come back to pick up passengers? Sandy Grand, the bus not picking up anybody, dropping them off in the Quasi. He want to come and talk here. How many days I talk about the bus? What about the bus from San Fernando, from Shogunas, coming from Shogunas to from San Fernando to Shogunas to Port of Spain? It's years. You should see the crowd there. And you have no shame to come and talk so and calling me a sycophant. No, I'm a realist. You're a sycophant for not highlighting the deplorable state of the PTSC and coming now to blame this government fate. And Mr. Clyde Nunes, I know you tell me don't call the acronym,
you have lost it.
But I know you could attest to the deplorable state of PTSC. And everybody, the traveling public, can tell you, anybody coming from City Gate to Shogunas, San Fernando, all the trouble that we used to see. That is why, Andy, I stopped taking the bus and start back traveling by taxi.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Director Snipes. Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. Santa Cruz, I listened to you for years on radio. You is a macaron.
Oh boy! Is my brother in studio yet? The big program that comes after.
We have 2 calls, Andy. Let's take them quickly.
Take it. Hold it off. Tell him no.
All right, lost that one. Let's go to the next one. Good morning. Welcome to the. All right, you've lost that as well. Like they have grown tired of waiting. But of course, what you have on that side, anything that we did not touch, I think we didn't touch on the scathing attack by the opposition on the Prime Minister. We have a call now. President, good morning. Welcome to the Ground Report.
Good morning, Leno. Good morning, Andy.
Morning.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Good morning to you. We are hearing you loud and clear.
I mean, this carnival was so great. It was a bumper carnival. I don't know if you all know a man named Hansi Bean. Hansi Bean said the carnival, the carnival in ICU. Well, but I never see one patient get so much visitors. 2,000 people came by ship to visit Carnival. All kind of people was in Carnival. People come from all over the world for the Carnival. And you know what? I saw Hansi Jean jumping up in the Carnival. So he too went and looked for Carnival in ICU. They're so nasty. Once you can't do something, everything people do, they have a problem with it. They couldn't do it, you know. For 9 years, they couldn't do it. And that was hurting them. It's hurting them to the heart. You just know what heart attack all over the state. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm just playing 2 voice notes because I know we're coming up to the end of the big, well, the biggest program on a morning between the hours of 6 and 9 a.m. So let me just play our next one there quick. Oh, boy.
Good day to you, Mr.
Our good friend is here, Andy.
Oh, he there? All right,
yes.
All right, man. I like that. Right after this one here.
Andy, good morning to you again. I would like to know Mr. X's WhatsApp number because I would like to call him that way, Mr. Stefan. If you could just say it for me, please, would tell him, where you could put it up, so you'll know to call him the way.
Yeah, well, you could call him. You could call him at 393. It's 394-4911. Right, that's the Talk City studio thing there. You could give a contribution. Right, so let me play this day. So, coming up next, it's a big program too. Between them hours is between 9 and 12 a.m. But we hold no prisoners. Only let me know if they're there. All right, I have something to play for Stefan and Mr. X with Off the Record. Yes. The Pitbull is hold no prisoners. Let them hear it. Let them hear this. Play it on loud for them, Snipes, Director Snipes. Let them hear. We coming for them.
Andy, good morning. How are you today? Hope all is well with you. I think we should do something for Ole to stay on until 10 o'clock, I don't see you enough on a morning. So we need to see you and hear more of this program until 10 o'clock. What could be done, boy? God bless you. Have a blessed day.
Director Snipes, tell her again what could be done. Don't play, you're frightened because they're there, Tell them what could be done, Director Snipes. We listening? Let's hear.
They can pay for the time. They can sponsor the time.
They just have to pay for the time.
It's for sale, yeah.
It's for sale.
And I just want to add, of course, we are prepared to share.
Oh boy.
Yes, indeed, of course. It was, of course, a wonderful part of the week, a truncated week, but of course, nonetheless, dynamic and very filled with information. I want to say, of course, Monday is really a firm week that we will start with, and you will see much more exciting things on the ground report, and indeed, of course, at Talk City itself, and all of the other contributors.
Yes.
One from me, and of course, I'm off to where Andy?
Nice. So Trinidad and Tobago. Well, Nigel, Director Snipes, before because it's 3 minutes to your closing remarks there, because it's not until Monday the people will be getting the switchboard man, Nigel Snipes, who cuts them off. Go ahead. What you have to tell them over the weekend here? Anything for them before you go?
TNT, you guys be very safe. We still have some visitors on the island. Please do look out for them and treat them kindly as you go along.
Oh boy, nice. So Trinidad and Tobago, the Pitbull have to make that final wrap up. No corridor transformation tonight. Lennox Smith will be by Pagos on Duke Street across there, so doing the matrix. He broke a foot dance. Yeah. That stupid dance what all about. You'll be across there. But Ole doesn't catch him to buy nothing for you, because when Ole going in the evening we used to go, he stopped going in the evening and going earlier because you see Ole begging him for beers. Ole begging him to spend money and no money to spend on Ole. Right? So that's Lennox Smith Ole. So go early now. Go early, Ole will catch him, right? Right.
Boy, if you are a friend, then boy, I want to disconnect myself from friends.
So Trinidad and Tobago.
Right, friend?
Yes. Trinidad and Tobago, after God family comes first. Be safe on the nation. Wet roads today. Until Monday morning, please God. I'm Andy Williams, better known as the Pitbull of Radio. We are out of here.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Tonight, Napa will rock one more time to the vintage songs of some of those who have gone but not forgotten. Including Shadow, Funny, Arrow, Rootsman, Singing Francine, Sandoli, Rash Shorty Eye, Brigo, Blacks, Swallow, Maestro, MC, the funniest of them all, Sonny Bling.
Their music still lives on in our heart. An unforgettable night as we celebrate their legacy in Gone but Not Forgotten.
Tonight, Friday 20th,
We're back at Napa. One show only.
Showtime 6:30 p.m.
Tickets $300 and $250. $10 off for online purchases.
Some tickets are still available at
IslandEtickets.com, Crosby's, Jumbo Foods Barataria, Mart's Liquor Palace, Diego Martin Main Road, All Kenny Sports, Western Union, Tuna Buna, All Extra Foods, Athletes by the Park, and Napa all day today until showtime. For more info, call 732-3402. Gone, but not forgotten.
Tonight!
Your stories, your communities, your country. TTT News is everywhere, on the ground, across Trinidad and Tobago, and on every smart device. When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens. Because your world can't wait. Your world moves fast, so do we. TTT News brings you the people, events, and issues that matter most. Stay informed, stay ahead. TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.